My son thought it was funny to humiliate me in front of his friends. He called me a failure. Said I was irrelevant. I didn't say a word, because the truth was, everything he had came from me, and I was about to take it all back. My name is Ronald Mercer, and I used to believe that no matter what happened in life, one thing would always remain constant: the respect between a father and his son. I was wrong. It happened on a Friday night in Austin, Texas. My son Tyler had invited a few of his friends over. I didn't mind. The house was big enough, and honestly I was glad he had people around. After his mother passed, I thought maybe having friends over would help him feel less alone. But I didn't realize I was the one who was about to feel alone. I was in the kitchen fixing myself a plate when I heard laughter coming from the living room. Not the normal kind. It was louder, sharper, mocking. Then I heard my name. "Man, I swear," Tyler said, laughing, "my dad still thinks he's some big-shot businessman." More laughter. I paused. Something about the tone didn't sit right. One of his friends asked, "Wait, didn't your dad lose his company or something?" Tyler chuckled. "Yeah, years ago. He just got lucky once. Now he just lives off what's left." The room erupted again. I stood there frozen. Lucky? That company was built from nothing. I worked 18-hour days, missed birthdays, anniversaries, everything, just to give him the life he was now sitting in. And this is how he described me? Then he said the words that cut deeper than anything else. "Honestly," Tyler added, "if it wasn't for me, he'd probably be completely irrelevant by now." I slowly set the plate down. Irrelevant. I took a deep breath and walked into the living room. The laughter stopped instantly. Tyler looked up, surprised. "Oh, hey Dad." His friends shifted awkwardly. I looked at him calmly. "Having fun?" I asked. He forced a smile. "Yeah, just joking around." I nodded. "Sounds like it." I looked around the room. 4 young men, probably in their mid-20s, all watching me like they were waiting for a reaction. I gave them none. Instead, I said quietly, "Enjoy your night." Then I turned and walked away. That's what confused them. I didn't argue. I didn't shout. I didn't defend myself. I just left. But something inside me had changed. That night, I sat alone in my study. Not angry. Not even sad. Just clear. For the first time, I realized something. My son didn't respect me. And respect isn't something you beg for. It's something people learn, sometimes the hard way. The next morning, Tyler acted like nothing happened. "Morning, Dad," he said casually, grabbing a drink from the fridge. I looked at him. Morning. That was it. No apology. No acknowledgement. Just normal. That told me everything I needed to know. So I made a decision. If he wanted to treat me like I was nothing, then I would show him exactly what nothing looks like. Over the next 2 days, I started making calls. Quiet calls. Calculated calls. You see, Tyler believed I had lost everything. What he didn't know was this. I didn't lose my company. I sold it. For a very significant amount. Enough to set up investments, properties, assets, including the very house he was living in. Everything around him existed because of decisions I made. And I was about to remind him of that. On Monday afternoon, Tyler walked into the house looking irritated. "Dad, did something happen with the Wi-Fi or something?" "Nothing's working." I looked up from my chair. "No idea." An hour later he came back. "Also, my card got declined. I tried paying for lunch." I nodded slowly. "That's strange." Then his phone rang. He stepped aside to answer it. I watched his expression change. Confusion. Then concern. Then panic. "What do you mean the account is frozen?" he said into the phone. Silence. "No, there has to be a mistake." He looked at me. Really looked at me this time. Then he hung up slowly. "Dad, what's going on?" I leaned back. "Sit down, Tyler." For the first time in a long time. He actually listened. He sat. I folded my hands. "You said something the other night," I began. "About me being irrelevant." He shifted uncomfortably. "Dad, I didn't mean." "I didn't interrupt you then," I said calmly. "Don't interrupt me now." He went quiet. "You also said I got lucky. That I live off what's left." I leaned forward slightly. "Let me explain something to you." His eyes stayed fixed on mine. "There is no left, Tyler. Everything you see around you exists because I built it." He swallowed. I continued. The house you live in? Mine. His face dropped. The account you use? Mine. Silence. The car you drive? Mine. His breathing got heavier. And the lifestyle you enjoy? I paused. Also mine. He shook his head slightly. No, no, that can't be. It is. I let that sink in. You wanted to make me look small in front of your friends, I said quietly. So I decided to show you what small really looks like. His voice cracked. Dad, please. No, I said firmly. For years I gave you everything without question. And in return you gave me disrespect. I stood up slowly. That ends now. Over the next week, everything changed for Tyler. No access to money. No paid bills. No safety net. The house. I gave him notice. 30 days. Legally. He went from confident to desperate. The same friends he laughed with? Nowhere to be found. 5 days later he knocked on my study door. Dad, can we talk? I looked up. Come in. He stepped in slowly. Gone was the arrogance. Gone was the attitude. Now there was only regret. I'm sorry, he said quietly. I said nothing. I shouldn't have said those things, he continued. I was trying to impress them. I didn't mean it. I looked at him. That's the problem, Tyler. He frowned slightly. You didn't mean it, but you said it anyway. He lowered his head. I messed up. Yes, I said. You did. Silence filled the room. Then he said the words I had been waiting for. I need your help. There it was. Not just apology. Meet. I stood up and walked toward him. Do you remember what you said about me being irrelevant? I asked. He nodded slowly. I leaned slightly closer. Now you understand something important. He looked up. I said calmly. Respect isn't optional. And neither are consequences. I didn't throw him out. No, that would have been too easy. Instead, I let him stay. But under new conditions. He got a job. Paid rent. Paid his own bills. And for the first time in his life, he earned something. A month later, I overheard him talking to someone on the phone. His tone was different. Respectful. Grounded. Yeah, he said, my dad built everything from scratch. I didn't understand that before, but I do now. I didn't say anything. I just smiled. Because sometimes, the best revenge isn't destruction. It's correction. And my son? He finally learned. The hard way.